reality from some realm somewhere. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense for those of you that know what I'm saying. Okay, align your life. Okay, it's time to start. I'm hearing it's time to start taking out the trash a little earlier. Okay, it's time to start dumping that trash out a little earlier. It's time to start correcting yourself and adjusting yourself when need be. When you kind of like, oh wait, let me check myself, keeping yourself in alignment, keeping yourself in check, because like I said, there was some issue with self-connection, a lack of self-love, a lack of self-connection, a lack of awareness. Okay, and because of that, it was so easy for this energy to come around and be like, hey, I like you, let's be friends. Hey, I like you, can I get this from you? Can we do this? Can I have this? And it's all been based on literally their own intention. They never had you in mind. Mind you, you were just the portal for what they wanted. You were just the portal for what they desired. You were just the option that they could choose in order to get to where they wanted to get to. It never really had anything to do with you. If you realize it now as an adult or as a more matured individual at what age you're in, whatever age you're at right now, you're realizing that a lot of the connections and relationships, even the relationship and connection to yourself, most importantly, you realize that you allowed a lot because you really was not self-aware or self-connected from a high and healed place. But that's your ask that you allow the correct messages to come through your divine love and guidance and grace. Of which best serves your divine love and guidance and grace. Thank you, I'm thankful. Hello guys, and thank you so much for tuning in to this general reading today, tonight, at whichever time you're deciding to watch this right now. I appreciate you. For those of you that are new, I'm Levitating, Lotus healing. For those of you that are returning, welcome back and thank you. This is going to be a quick general reading. I hope that whatever comes through, I hope that it resonates for you, brings you some clarity, some kind. But if not, it's all good. This simply means that it is not your energy or message. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading, okay? This is not zodiac specific or gender specific. This is just a general message. If it resonates, then it resonates. And if it does not, it just simply means that it's not yours, okay? All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Divine, I ask that you bring, thank you, warrior woman, okay, or warrior man. Let me see how that's showing up on camera, because the last reading that I recorded, it did not show that well. Like, it was kind of like out of frame, and I kind of want to make sure that you guys see it. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, warrior woman is the first oracle that comes out. Have you answered your deepest calling? So for some of you, if not a lot of you, if not all of you, you have a warrior spirit. You have a vigilant spirit. You have a very strong soul, a very strong spirit about you. And people who have this type of energy and who hold this type of energy sometimes endure a very havoc childhood, a very havoc type of life, in a sense of you're dealing with a lot of adversity, you're dealing with a lot of dysfunction, you're dealing with a lot of imbalances, you're dealing with a lot of things that can really take you down and keep you down. But for some reason your soul keeps fighting. For some reason you remain vigilant. For some reason you remain strong and powerful in your truth and who you are as an individual, as a soul, as a person within this reality, okay? For whatever reason, that has not phased you. It's only made you stronger. All of the problems, all the issues, all of the trauma, all of the sadness, the heartbreak, the abandonment, the rejection, the singling out, the black sheep. Some of you carry the black sheep title, okay? Some of us carry it more than others. Some of us carry different varied versions of the black sheep, you know what I mean? The one that's always mean, the one that's always difficult, the one that never comes around, the one, you know what I mean? You have built up such a power around you. People have no choice but to sort of like put labels on you because you refuse to bend or waver due to someone else's dysfunction, due to someone else's desires of you wanting, of them wanting to you, or if that, hold on y'all, let me slow it down. Shit, I'm fucking it up. of them wanting you to be a certain way, act a certain way. Some people are so used to you being a certain way now that you found your identity and you stand, you've been standing firm on that, or you're standing firm on that. That kind of brings up issues for people, because sometimes people and just reality in general are, you know, they're used to you being a certain way, and when you stand firm in your truth and in your power and your identity, sometimes people take issue with that. But aside from all the extra stuff that I just said, when it comes to other people, this is really about you continuing to face your true north, as they say. In this oracle deck, this is you continuing to focus on your power, because you have dealt with a lot of adversity, you've dealt with a lot of issues, you've dealt with a lot of people, places, and things that have really tried to trick you into thinking that who you are, what you are, and what you have to build on and grow from isn't valuable. You realize how powerful you are. You realize how valuable you are. If you have not yet, you are definitely in this energy of tapping into your power, your true essence, your true identity as a divine being in this reality, okay? You're a warrior woman or a warrior man, okay? You're very strong. You're very vigilant. You know, this is what you look like spiritually, okay? This is the type of power and essence that you possess, possibly not only just physically, but some of you that have grown into this physically. You look powerful, you look strong, and not just from appearance, but from essence, from within. Some of you have built this power over the years, okay? Some of you have built this strength over years of trial and error, years of heartbreak and healing, you know what I mean? So can't nobody take this away from you, you know what I mean? So you're very strong, but the question is, have you answered your deepest calling? Some of you are probably already in your purpose, but some of you are moving into another level or another stage of your purpose and awakening. Some of you are just getting started, but either way, you're very strong, and it's time for you to sort of like tap into more. That's what that's leading to, okay? All right, Divine, I ask for the next oracle to come in. Thank you. Creating healthy boundaries, okay? The second is boundaries, all right? Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So this is all about you establishing your power and establishing your boundaries with people, places, and things. I don't like to talk too much about other people and what other people, you know, can sometimes do and how other people can sometimes be, because it really has nothing to do with the people or the reality. Although that is an active part, a constantly active part in your life and in your reality, the main lessons that you're learning from is you. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is about establishing better boundaries between you and other people, places, and things that do not serve you. This is denouncing certain things, certain shit, you know? This is calling out certain things and denouncing it. This is not allowing it to override your discernment. This is not allowing people, places, and things to influence your better judgment, choices, and decisions. This is not about people pleasing, okay? This is not about satisfying the masses for the sake of satisfying the masses while you suffer silently on the inside. Enough of that shit. Enough of that, okay? Enough of people pleasing. Enough of trying to make everybody feel good but you. Enough of biting your tongue all because you don't want to rock the boat. You know, it's crazy how sometimes it's only a problem until you have something to say. Nobody has nothing to say and everything is cool until you open up your mouth and state the fucking obvious, or give a factual opinion about something that's actually rational, that's actually logical. But sometimes certain people, certain things, certain realities will try to object that and say, oh no, that's, you know, they try to, you know, debate with you and argue with you, and you know what I mean? And then again, like I said, some of you carry that black sheep title, or some of you have those, some of you guys have that black sheep tendency, those tendencies, and sometimes people try to characterize you in that black sheep type of title because, you know, they always want to deem you, again, like I said, the black sheep, she has on all black, like, oh, the one that never comes around, the one that's so difficult, the one that's mean, the one that she's just he's just they're just like this, you know what I mean? Because you're just so difficult for them to understand now. You know, it's like, no, you're dealing with your shadow, you're doing your work, you're empowering yourself because you had to deal with so much adversity, and nobody's willing to understand, take the time out to understand, but we're always willing to take the time out to judge. We're always willing to take the time out to just classify something as something and leaving it as that. We're always used to just kind of like going off of our own intelligence and our own so-called understanding and knowledge of someone or something when we really don't know anything about it or them, or even the real true root reason as to why. You know what I mean? The same way it goes for you in this process of building your power and knowing yourself as a woman or as a man. This is you calling off, denouncing, rebuking, rejecting, blocking certain people, places, and things and energies away from you that do not serve you, that does not deserve to touch this type of power that you have within. You know what I mean? Because that's why a lot of people reach their hands out. And if you notice, look at their hands. Some of their hands look so fucking creepy. Look at this hand, you know, just that hand. Like, these people, these energies, these entities, these energies, these people, places, and things within this reality and within this realm, and even beyond this realm, okay? You know, even beyond this physical realm, while you're asleep, people can get weird and they lurk, and people, places, and things, they get weird and they lurk and they try to disturb your peace, and they know how much light you have and how much alignment you're building up on, and you know, they kind of want to rock your boat a little bit. They kind of want to disturb your peace a little bit, but remain firm in your power, remain firm in your truth, because God showed you something. I feel like God most definitely showed you something over the years. If God has, and divine guidance has not already shown you through a series of events and a series of years or changes, that you are exactly where and who you're supposed to be. Don't feel ashamed. Don't overly explain yourself to anybody. Stop, for whoever that makes sense for. Stop overly explaining yourself to motherfuckers that really don't care, because they gonna think what they want to think anyway. Stop overly explaining yourself. Stop overly giving information. Stop trying to people please, okay? We're done with that. Because if you're so busy about me being a certain type of way, or if they're so busy about you being a certain type of way, then you know what they need to do. Focus more on them and figure out why they're so fucking involved with your life and so involved with what you got going on, or trying to define it and label it. Meanwhile, they need to do their own work. Because we all got our own path to walk, do we not? You know what I mean? I just felt like you've been dealing and you've dealt with a lot of adversity and a lot of issues and a lot of BS, you know what I'm saying, overall, and this really could have stunted your growth to where it made you just as ugly or just as dysfunctional as the people that you were around, you grew up with, you're connected to in some way, shape, or form. Like, it really would have rotten you out if you allowed it to. But something, like I said in the very beginning, something about your soul, something about your power, something about your energy, it is electrifying, it is divine, it is sacredly powerful, it is unmatched. Okay, and because of that, everybody want a piece of you. Everybody want to see, everybody want to touch, everybody want to feel, everybody want to know, but nobody really wants to understand from a deeper level of understanding. Nobody really wants to take the time out to see what it is. Everybody want to put labels on your shit and take a piece and try to be deceptive and try to be cunning and try to be really masterful with whatever type of bullshit they come with. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to say this. There are people that know how to manifest. There are people that know how to be spiritual and all this. But if you're operating off of a place, or I'm going to say this, if you're operating off of a frequency in your heart that is lower vibrational, it doesn't fucking matter what you manifest. It is invalid. And I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care how long you've been practicing what you've been practicing. The truth is the truth, and fact is fact. If you are building something and manifesting something off of the crookedness or the imbalance or the dysfunction of your brain, your heart, your soul, and intentions, it will always be invalid. In some way, shape, or form, that illusion will crack and you'll have to start over. Which will always have to start over and begin again with something in some way, shape, or form when certain cycles and phases end and close and begin. But you make it harder on yourself when you build up so much power for nothing. Some people build up so much fucking power for nothing. Absolutely the fuck nothing. You got all this power. You've read all these books. You listen to all these sorcerers and masters of knowledge and sacred wisdoms and all this shit. But you still bitter as fuck. You still miserable. You still egotistical. You're still full of yourself. You're not humble. You know what I mean? Like, people know how to manifest. Like I said, they know how to do things. They know how to manifest things. But it's sad when you really realize that all this glitz and glamour, and behind that glitz and glamour is like nothing. There's nothing there. That's the disappointing part, because you realize that those people have taken so much time and so much effort and energy and so many years to do something that still isn't fulfilling to them. That still doesn't fulfill that purpose. That still doesn't get them to the fucking point as to why they're here. You understand what I'm saying? So don't mean to sound harsh, y'all. Don't mean to come off aggressive. That's just how I am. That's just how I talk. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm brutally honest, and that could come off kind of offensive. So if that offends you, hey, you know, that's just who I am. That's just my personality. You're more than welcome to tune off. You know what I mean? But I gotta say it how I gotta say it, okay? So boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So this is all about protecting your power and the truth of your identity. Because a lot of people, places, and things do not want you to do that, okay? They don't want you to tap into your masterful self, because that means when you free yourself, that means that it's very possible, there's a high potential that you could free a lot of other people, okay? So the third one is align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change. So again, yes, this is all about reassessing everything that is currently taking place in your life up until this point. You're realizing that there are certain dysfunctions. You're realizing that there are certain things that you may need to fix, correct, or heal about yourself. And I feel like what comes out in the second place is, what comes out in the second place is boundaries. But the reason why is because, like I said, you've dealt with a lot of adversity. You've dealt with a lot of issues. You've dealt with a lot of problems, a lot of stuff that I named and listed in the beginning, all because there's some form of low self-esteem. There's some form of there was a lack of self-love. There was a lack of self-connection. There was a lack of self-identity. But I feel like over the years, you've empowered that. You've built on that. You've completely changed and transformed that. And you're realizing, wow, I got to create better boundaries between me, people, places, and things. I got to understand that I'm worthy. I have to stop having this distorted or dysfunction or imbalanced view of myself and my reality, so that I can truly manifest what I need, what I'm worthy of, what I desire, and what I deserve. You know what I'm saying? So this is all about realizing internally what doesn't make sense for you anymore. Internally, what doesn't feel right. This is about energetically denouncing things and blocking things and rebuking things and banishing things that just does not need be in your space, in your energy, while you're awake or while you're asleep. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? When it's, you know, when it's calling to a wound, you know, when it's tugging on a wound of yours, you know, when it's not making you feel good or comfortable or solid. Like, you know, that good, beautiful, divine, sacred energy that God gives, that divine guidance overall gives. You know the difference between that and the alluring or manipulative or deceptive energy from someone, something within some type of reality, from some realm somewhere. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense for those of you that know what I'm saying. Okay, align your life. Okay, it's time to start. I'm hearing it's time to start taking out the trash a little earlier. Okay, it's time to start dumping that trash out a little earlier. It's time to start correcting yourself and adjusting yourself when need be. When you kind of like, oh wait, let me check myself, you know, keeping yourself in alignment, keeping yourself in check, you know, because like I said, there was some issue with self-connection, a lack of self-love, a lack of self-connection, a lack of self awareness. Okay, and because of that, it was so easy for this energy to come around and be like, hey, I like you, let's be friends. Hey, I like you, can I get this from you? Can we do this? Can I have this? And it's all been based on literally their own intention. They never had you in mind. Mind you, you were just the portal for what they wanted. You were just the portal for what they desired. You were just the option that they could choose in order to get to where they wanted to get to. It never really had anything to do with you. If you realize it now as an adult or as a more matured individual at what age you're in, whatever age you're at right now, you're realizing that a lot of the connections and relationships, even the relationship and connection to yourself, most importantly, you realize that you allowed a lot because you really was not self-aware or self-connected from a high and healed place. But that's your focus now. Not only are you healed, very much so healed from where compared to how you used to be, but you're even more powerful because of it. And because of that, you're like, no, fuck you, fuck off, no, don't touch me. I do not accept nor do I receive your energy. I do not accept nor do I receive your presence. Fuck off. No thanks. Return to your place. Return to your sender. You don't belong to me. It is not mine. Whatever your thing is, you know what I mean? This is what you have to do. You have to present that, or if this is not what you're already doing, presenting that and establishing that firmly every single time. Okay? Because this is always going to be the reality. But the only thing you know how to control and connect with is you. God, divine's guidance in you. Okay? You see those lights activated? Like she's activated. And because you're activated and awakened, and like I said, let me check my camera, y'all. Okay, and like I said, reaching like a second level to your awakening is like you're gonna realize how weird the reality kind of responds to your newness, or your second level of awakening, or the new empowerment level that you're on now. You know what I'm saying? Or the budding awakening that you're just beginning, wherever you are. You know what I mean? Protect your energy, protect your space, protect your peace, protect your body, protect your mind, protect your soul. Protect that, okay? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. My phone ringing. Okay, I called him back. All right, so the third, it just reiterates this second one here, but this is more so like an internal reflection. If you notice, this is kind of like a broken mirror. Okay, so this is all about keeping yourself in check, doing the cleanup work when it comes to you, because like I said, there was a lack of self-love, self-connection, self-awareness. All right, so that's something that you're working on. That's something that you're realizing, and that is absolutely amazing. Okay, and as I say that, thank you, Divine Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? This is all about taking care of you and establishing the power, the identity, the true sacred power, understanding, and truth about you and your purpose, who you truly are, why you're truly here, and what the fuck you really need to do while you're doing it. What you really need to do while you're here, who you really need to become while you're in the process of becoming it. You know what I mean? It's you know, it's like you're done playing around, or you know, God and your guys, like they're done playing around and they're really ready for you to reach the level that you need to reach. And not only them, but you, I feel like energetically this is what you're calling to, this is what you're connecting with. Like, you're tired of playing games with yourself. Okay, you're tired of playing games with yourself, and you're definitely fucking sick and tired of playing games with other people. You're done, and you're not making excuses for it anymore, and you're not gonna overly explain yourself anymore. You're just gonna be like, listen, if you don't fucking get it, you don't fucking get it. Peace to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not mean. It's not rude. It's not nasty. It's not disrespectful. It's just the truth. If we don't resonate, we don't resonate. If the shit don't fit, it don't fit. There's no point in trying to make it. You know what I mean? There's no point in trying to force it. That's insanity. You know what I mean? So, taking care of yourself, reestablishing a better connection with yourself now that you found and connected to God has blessed you and bestowed upon you the true identity, the true power of your essence, of your reality, of your purpose, of your truth. Now that you're embodying that, all of this stuff is being revealed, taken care of, rectified, reestablished, rearranged. Like, all of this stuff is shifting and changing for you because you are focused on your truth and what makes sense to your life. Creating heaven on earth is happening, yes. Because you are establishing a better way of being with self, everything else that is unlike what is needed and necessary falls to the wayside. Okay, and because of that, you're going to establish and create a brand new reality for yourself in some way, shape, or form. Creating heaven on earth, Lumeria, okay, Lumeria. Creating heaven on earth, earth is happening. I'm sorry, creating heaven on earth is happening, okay? That's what's happening. A whole new reality, a whole new world that beckons, okay? Ready for you. So continue to take care of yourself, continue to learn yourself, know your truth. I do want to say, because I personally have an issue with this as well. Sometimes I don't want to say I can overly project myself, but sometimes soften the blow a little bit. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is when you have to speak the truth, or when you have something to say, or when you have a response that you need to give and it's just what it is, sometimes it's easier and less harsh towards the person, place, or thing, given whatever type of, I'm gonna say this, if it doesn't call for you to be harsh, lighten up a little bit. You know what I mean? Still establish your truth and be firm with what you say, but lighten it up a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't have to be so harsh or hard with it. You know what I mean? So for those of you that deal with that the way that I do, sometimes it can come off a little harsh. It can come off a little hard. It can come off a little abrasive and, you know, kind of like offensive because of how it's being said. But, you know, if you understand what I'm saying, there's no need to explain it. You know what I mean? So again, if it calls for you not to be as intense as some of us can be, I recommend that you guys kind of like soften it up a little bit, but still get your point across. Okay, learn the levels of your power. Okay, learn the levels of how you portray your power, your truth, and your identity. Okay, sometimes, because sometimes it calls for you to be a little bit softer, sometimes it calls for you to be a little bit harder. Learn those ways. Okay. All right, for those of you that makes sense, for those of you that needed to hear that, and for those of you that makes sense towards. All right, so the next one is Starseed. What lights you up? Again, there's an inquisitive question about what you want, what you're ready for, what you want to do. Again, she's looking out into this universe. She's looking out into this brand new reality, trying to see. Okay, and I don't know why she feels like a fish out of water. So like I said, as you're establishing, or as you have established your brand new, firm, powerful, divinely solid self, okay, now you're ready for something new. You're ready for a reality, an existence, an atmosphere that is more appropriate for where you are in life and where you're going. Okay, and that's something that you're gonna find. Okay, it's up to you. When you're ready to find it, if and when you're ready to find it, it's going to be available to you. It's going to manifest. It's going to present itself. Okay, but I feel like right here you're in a place of like recreating something in your life that you're really, really trying to do. That's what you're really, really trying to do, and that's what you're really focused on, because you've felt the lowest forms of yourself before. You've operated in the lowest forms of yourself before, and that shit sucked. Now that you realize, okay, I want to be a better woman, I want to be a better man, I want to be a better person. Now it's time for me to empower those thoughts, those choices, and those moves. So that's what you're working on. You're working on doing something that truly fulfills your path for real, because you have found your identity, and now what comes after is the reality and atmosphere that matches it. Okay, trust the Nigel. What is the Niggling feeling trying to tell you? So this is all about you trusting your intuition, okay? And knowing that divine's guidance on both sides of you are present, okay? You could see this as three perspectives of yourself. Your human self, okay? Your higher self, your lower self, okay? You could see this as just you right here and your guides on the opposite side. But your intuition is on point, okay? Trust and know that the truth, the divine sacred truth is always present, in a subtle way, in a direct way, in an indirect way. It's always there. You know, you feel it, you can sense it. You know what I'm saying? You know what you feel. So trust your abilities, trust your gifts, trust your skills, trust who you are and what gifts you hold as a person, because they will help you weave through the weeds and the bullshit, okay? Be it whether they reflect as people, places, or things. You know what it is, all right? So trust what that is and respond accordingly, all right? So let me keep going. Divine, I ask for the next oracle to come through. Thank you. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So again, like I said, as you've learned yourself, or you're learning yourself, okay, through a certain situation or process, it's kind of like now you realize, like I said, even internally, because this is an internal reflection of the tower, so to speak, for me. Okay, I'm sorry. The tower is kind of like what you guys probably watch a lot in tarot readings. I mainly work with oracles, but this is kind of like a deep inner reflection, correction, and alignment internally. And because that has physically taken place, if that's not already currently taking place, as a result, physically is going to take place as well. When you change internally, your external reality changes. So that's what this feels like for me right now. This is an internal change, or this is the internal tower, and this is the external tower, be it in the reality, the physical person, place, or thing, you know what I mean, or all the above. This is a part of the internal reality, okay? So if you can kind of see what I'm saying right there. What are you clinging on to? It could be certain connections, certain people, places, and things that kind of like really help you, to help comfort you, or really brought some form of truth to you that you needed, or satisfaction or fulfillment to you that you needed. But it's probably time to move forward from that, or move forward with that in a different way, okay? So I'm just going to say it like that. But this is internal. This is the internal correction, and as a result of the internal correction and the internal self-love and care from the Star Mother, there's a external change and transformation that takes place, because there's something new beckoning, all right? But you got to trust how far you've come with your power, with your ability, with your truth, with your identity. Let me check my camera. Okay, my battery's blinking, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna pull one more before this goes out. Okay, Divine, I ask for one last oracle. Thank you. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you in this. Okay, y'all, my camera stopped recording, but yes, keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. If you notice, this is you, be it male or female. Like I said, this is not gender specific. This is animals of the land, air, and sea, all being some form of a help, a guide, an assistant to this higher focus, to bring this earth into a more balanced and peaceful and divine sacred state, okay? You're doing that because you're choosing it for your own life, and as a result of you choosing it for your own life, it's automatic that it happens for everything else around you, be it whether they're ready for it, like it, want it, or not. It doesn't matter, okay? If you notice this ancient sacred healer here, this feminine energy here, this is an ancestor, okay? You could have more than one, as we all do. A lot of us have more than